Hello, internet. Of today's video is my weirdness. Yes, I know. Who could imagine seeing me as a weird person? More specifically, the weird habits I have due to books. Since my conception, me and books have been like BFFs. We have influenced each other in certain ways. And it becomes even more apparent nowadays to me how deeply books have affected the way that I think, the conclusions that I make, and the weird habits that I have. So this video is just 3 weird habits that I have, mainly due to books, and the way I have concluded having those habits and justify having those habits. How many times can I say habit? Onto the list. Number 1, peas. I don't eat peas. I don't have a particular dislike for them. I think the little round vegetable is fine. They're not very tasty, but they're not awful either. However, I will not eat them. I will not eat them because as a child I read a series of books called 11 Thumbs. And in the first book, 11 Thumbs and the Gateway to Fu, you are introduced to a character called Winter. Now, Winter, for her whole life, has been forced to eat a bowl of peas every day. That is all her mother will give her. And she despises peas. She hates peas with a passion. And one day she's looking at her bowl of peas and Winter gets angry. She gets so angry that it's a catalyst for the powers that she holds inside. And all of a sudden, boom, everything is frosted over. It's like Winter inside. And as a child, I reasoned that if I despised peas as greatly as Winter did, then perhaps that would be a catalyst for my own powers coming out. So I've never eaten peas, and to this day, even though I know it sounds ridiculous, I do not eat peas. And every time they are forced upon my plate, I eat them with a disposition of anger and hoping that maybe if I hate these peas hard enough that one day I'll have like super frost powers or something like Winter did. I don't know. It's worth a shot. Number 2. Floating cloaks. Now, this has to do with the idea in so many magical world books, mainly in high fantasy, but we see it a lot in books like Harry Potter, that sorcerers and sorceresses have long flowing cloaks, and when they walk, these cloaks float around them. It's always described as their clothes flowing as if they were alive, crackling with power. And to imitate this, whenever I have a chance where I'm wearing a long coat, a long cardigan, something that goes down towards my knees and is long and flowy, I like to grip the ends and slowly like sashay my arms back and forth as I walk to emulate a flowy nature of my clothing, as if they were alive and surrounding me and crackling with power that I know exists inside of me. So, floating cloaks. It's as simple as that. Number 3. Now this one is a little complex and it is overpacking my bag. More specifically, like my purses or my book bags. Books have given me the expectation that at any moment in time I could be transported into a different universe, whether it's kidnapped by aliens, whether it's crossing a fault line into a different realm, whether it's climbing inside a wardrobe to hide and all of a sudden you're in the middle of the woods. You never know. It could happen. So every time I pick up my bag to go out someplace and I'm consciously being like, okay, I need to put my book in there so when I go out, I'm all of a sudden thinking, where's my flashlight? Where are my matches? Where's the kitchen sink? And I might need a lighter. What if I need pen and paper when I get kidnapped and taken off into another realm? All of this makes sense in my head, and I end up overpacking my bag with a bunch of stuff I don't need for my little rendezvous. Because I reason in my head that perhaps, just perhaps, that is the day I get transported to another realm, and what if I get lost in the dark and I need a box of matches? I'm gonna have them this time. So those are the weird things that I do, my weird bookish habits. And I want to know, what about you guys? What habits do you have that were heavily influenced by books, even though they make no sense at all in like real life logic? Because of books, you end up doing these things in spite of yourself. I have more videos coming up, so subscribe down below to be notified. If you're interested in following me on other social media platforms, I have a Twitter, Instagram, and a bookish blog that I state my book opinions. All are linked down below. Goodbye, internet, and I hope you have a good and weird day. As a professional weirdo, it's obviously the best choice.